And welcome back to Reactioncast. It's your host Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, and today we're diving deep into one of the most visually intense and emotionally loaded anime films of the year, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle.
さあ始めようか。宴の時間だ。炭治郎、戦えるようになった。命を、尊厳を奪われないために。勝つんだ。義勇さんと二人で赤座に。
Now let's be real. I had my doubts about this movie first format, but after, remember, we got Mugen Train a little bit ago. Demon Slayer decided to wrap its story in a film trilogy instead of TV seasons. A surprising take, right? It's a risky move, but let me tell you, after seeing this film, I'm on board. This film is 2.5 hours of cinematic heat, non-stop action, stunning animation, and character drama that slaps hard. And remember, this is the first movie in the trilogy. So in this episode, I'm going to be breaking it all down, characters, some of the fights, the music, the pacing, and what worked and what could have hit harder, and why this film might be setting a new standard for anime movies going forward. So let's jump in. So I'm going to avoid spoilers because definitely this one needs to be seen without spoilers. But Infinity Castle doesn't waste time. There's no recap, no setup, no hand-holding. The story kicks off right where season 4 ended. Muzan is on the run, and instead of hiding in some dark alley, he retreats into the Infinity Castle. His own metaphorical dark alley. But it's a surreal, physics-defying fortress that looks like something out of a fever dream. It looks fantastic. And just like that, the entire Demon Slayer corp gets yanked inside, and boom, now we've got our favorite Slayers scattered across this mind-bending arena, each dropped into their own life and death fight. And so everyone's kind of paired off, right? So you got Tanjiro and, oh my god, I'm going to be banging on something, so apologies here. But you got Tanjiro and Jiu, I believe, squared off against one of what's supposed to be one of the intense, no, it is one of the best fights, in my opinion, against powerhouse Akaza. Well, Zenitsu finally confronts his old rival, Kaigaku, in a battle steeped in betrayal and regret. I had to remember who he was. I had to rewatch a couple episodes to remember who he was. Yeah, that's another one. And and then another front, we got Shinobu Kochu taking on Doma, the demon slayer who has some backstory with her. So each of these battles come with emotional baggage, and the movie does a great job of letting those personal stakes bubble up. Meanwhile, this is some things some people had some gripes when I was kind of walking out the movie. Nezuko is off screen, undergoing treatment to regain her humanity, like it kind of portrayed in the end of season 4. It's a subtle thread that keeps the heart of the series alive when she's not present, but there's no waste of time here. The movie jumps between storyline fluidly, balancing insane action, character moments that actually matter. It feels like watching the entire final season compressed into one intense, restless ride. So here, kind of going talking about the structure and storytelling a little bit here. So this film, it's bold, and if you didn't go into this movie thinking it was going to be a 3-part trilogy, and some people kind of thought it was going to be kind of an interim, like you get to see the first episodes of the next season, then you'd be a little bit surprised. But maybe you would not have, maybe you would be interested, because even if it doesn't try to be its standalone story, this first movie of the final arc, it leans to that completely. You're expected to know the world, the characters, and the history, and honestly, that's refreshing. It respects the fans enough not to waste time rehashing what we already know. So it'll be hard for newcomers, but definitely if you are already like, all right, I'm ready to jump into the next section, then you're in. Now, pacing wise, it's a bit of a mixed bag, but in a good way. Yeah, there are stretches where action slows down and we dip into flashbacks, and I know some people don't like flashbacks. I myself am a mixed backs hater on flashbacks, but those moments matter, especially when we dive into, in my opinion, one of the best backstories for this section of the movie, Akaza's backstory. It's brutal, tragic, and completely redefines it how you see him. Suddenly, this isn't just a fight, it's a battle between two deeply sacred ideologies. The Infinity Castle itself is a genius setting. It's chaotic, ever-changing, and visually insane. It's a natural split up the cast that gives each fight its own stage, tone, and flavor. It also keeps the tension up. You never feel like anyone's safe or grounded. Now, if you're all about non-stop action, there might be a few moments that feel slow. But that way, this movie balances off emotional payoff and with kinetic energy. It's worth it. Every quiet beat makes the chaos that follows hit harder. This isn't just action for the sake of it. It's personal. Every blade swing that has weight. Every line of dialogue stings. And that's what makes this film hit hard. Now, let's get into the eye and ear candy, because Infinity Castle does not play around. First off, animation. I'm gonna butcher their name, but Ufotable, I believe that's how you pronounce it, basically is like in God mode at this point, because this isn't just good, it's art. The fight choreography is insane, the camera work is dynamic, the way they blend traditional 2D animation with CG is next level. This is what I wanted anime to be as I grew older. There's this one scene during the Akaza fight where the platforms are rising out of the ground as his aura pulses, and you get water pouring from elevated walkways. The particles floating in the air, the CGI enhanced elements that actually elevate the whole sequence. It is stunning. It proves something big. CG in anime doesn't have to suck, and when it's done right, it pushes scenes to greatness. The sound design is just as good, if not like impacts better. Every breathing technique, every emotional breakdown is perfectly tuned. Watching this in a theater isn't just about the visual, it's about the feeling the movie in your bones. The rumble of the demon's roar or the clash of the blades, it just hits different on the big screen. And the music, it's not just background, it's part of the storytelling. Big props to, oh my god, this is gonna, I gotta get used to Japanese names, but to Yuki Kajira and Go Shinya, I believe that's how I pronounce her name. Apologies. Their score is packed with emotional cues, adrenaline boosters, and those classic swelling I can't even say English words. Orchestral, there we go, movements that just screams Demon Slayer. Whether it's quiet flashbacks or full-blown mid-battle, the music knows what to do. Bottom line, visually and audibly, Infinity Castle is one of the most polished anime films I've seen in a long time. It's full on assault in the best way possible. So where does that leave us? So, like I said, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is more than just a solid anime movie. It's a full-on event. It's emotional, brutal, and visually ridiculously in the best way. And while it's technically just the first movie in the trilogy, it doesn't feel like half a movie. It feels like being beginning of something massive. And yeah, it takes its time. Yeah, it leans hard into flashbacks and monologues. But the payoff, totally worth it. You walk out the theaters feeling like you just finished an entire season. Trust me, I want the next parts immediately. But the best part, it's only gonna get more intense from here. If this is just part 1, I can only imagine what part 2 and part 3 are gonna be, If you're a longtime Demon Slayer fan as myself, this is everything you've been waiting for. The payoffs of years of character development, wrapped in stunning animation, serious emotional weight. And if you've been on the fence about the franchise, well, now you might be on time to catch up, because things are heating up fast and it doesn't reinvent the genre. It's absolute raises the bar or raises the bar? Raises the bar? Words, man, they get to me. But from emotional complexity to technical execution, Infinity Castle proves that anime films can be more than spectacles. They can be storytelling powerhouses. And that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Reactioncast. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is one of those films that remind you why you fell in love with anime in the first place. Incredible visuals, intense, emotional, unforgettable fights, if I can speak. It's, this is not your first time listening to me. But it's just the beginning. If you're already seen it, let me know your thoughts. Was Akaza's backstory as much of a gut punch for you, or were some of the other battles or backstories a little bit more? Did the flashbacks work for you, or did it feel like they slowed down the film? Drop your takes down in the comments if you're on YouTube or Spotify. I want to hear them. And if you haven't watched it yet, seriously, don't wait. Catch it in theaters if you can. Trust me, this one is one of those experiences that deserves the big screen treatment. Make sure to subscribe, follow, or rate the show if you're enjoying its content. Always more to be, we always got more reviews, breakdowns, and deep dives coming up your way with the Halloween season. So thanks again for listening or watching. Until next time, see ya.